So with me here is a fiber optic media converter. So it comes with a 5 volts power adapter. So I just powered it for the first time, and during this process of this video we'll be using a 2 fiber optic media converter. While the video is going on, you will understand the reason why we have to use these 2 fiber optic converter. As you can see, it's up and running, and the next thing to do now is to power up the camera. With me here is a 6-port PoE switch. So the camera we're using for this demonstration is a PoE compliant switch. So the advantage of using this instead of using power adapter is because it makes an installation easier and it simplifies the whole process, because all you have to do is just to plug in the data cable, or you can call it network cable, into the switch, and that's all. So just find a way to transmit, find a way to run your cable from the camera to the switch, and you are good to go. So any ports on this switch, can do the job. Any port, yes, any ports. It doesn't matter the port you insert it into. So let me power the switch, because as you can see, the switch is not powered. So let me power the switch. The camera should turn on by itself automatically if the switch is on. So as you can see, there's an indication light. The infrared light shows that the camera is up, and in no distant time it should start transmitting. Immediately the camera gets booted normally. So as you can see, it's transmitting successfully. So there is now a link between the camera and the network switch. So the next thing is, let me untwist this so you can see everything clear. So the major question here is, how do I get to link a network data from the camera to the fiber optic? So how do I create this connection? So that is more reason why we have this fiber optic media converter, because it converts the optical signal to a network signal, or vice versa. So as you can see, it provides a network interface where I can link from the fiber optic converter to the switch. So by so doing, I've created a link between these 2 gadgets so they can communicate, because they understand each other. This is a network port and the switch is a network port. So this is the only process you can use to link a camera with a fiber optic, because cameras are network ports, so there's no way you can connect a fiber optic directly to it. So you actually need to deploy a fiber optic media converter to achieve this goal. So let's call this a site 1. So I will go ahead and create this same scenario in the other side, like the right side of the table. I'll create the same thing. So with me is an outdoor single mode fiber optic cable with XC to XC connectors. So basically we need to connect, to link up the 2 sites, the site A and site B. So it's a simplified process that requires a smooth transmission of data between the camera to the PoE switch, and from the PoE switch to the fiber media converter. And next we have to plug in the fiber cable to the fiber media converter. So the port label TS is for you to connect this connector. That's why you will connect the connector to the fiber media converter. So you have to do the same process to the other side of the site, and you have to repeat the same process. Connect the connector, plug it in on the TS labeled area on the fiber media converter. So as you can see, is basically transmitting. It shows that there is a free flow of data between these two sets. When you are done, as you can see, it's transmitting. So the next thing we have to do here is to link up the camera to the PoE switch. Link up the camera to the PoE switch. Okay, so let me send this cable. Let me get a more shorter patch cable so you can see everything I'm doing more clearer. So it doesn't matter the port you are using, any port can go as long as the whole port supports a PoE. As long as the whole ports are PoE compatible, you are good to go. So that's it. And as you can see, it's blinking. It shows that it's a transmission between the PoE and the camera. Next you have to do now is to link up the network switch to the fiber optic media converter by using a data cable, a data patch cable. And repeating the same process we did at site 1. So as you can see, it's transmitting. And look at the site 1, it's transmitting the same behavior that's happening at site 1. The same is happening at site 2. At this point, we need to establish a connection between the site 2 and the site 1. And this is the more reason why we have this fiber optic cable right here. So it doesn't matter what's the distance. It could be 1 kilometer, 20 kilometers, 30 kilometers. It all depends on the capacity of a fiber media converter. So with me here is a laptop where I already installed a CMS software that will enable us to manage the cameras. And also it could be an AVR or a server. So all you have to do is to plug the network cable into the switch of site A or site B, depends on the infrastructure or your design.
So stop.